Have you ever wondered why your legs aren't as strong as they used to be? Even though you're eating right, taking your vitamins, and doing your best to stay active? As a senior health expert who has lived through many decades, I've seen a troubling pattern. Many older Americans, despite doing everything right, are still losing leg strength. Slowly, silently, their ability to walk, climb stairs, or stand for long periods fades away. And the cause? Surprisingly, vitamins. Yes, the very supplements we trust to protect our health can sometimes do the opposite. In this article, I'll reveal 7 toxic vitamins that may be silently destroying your leg strength. Not all vitamins are beneficial in high doses. In fact, certain forms, especially when taken without guidance, can weaken muscles, damage nerves, and rob seniors of their independence. It's time we confront this hidden danger. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Vitamin B6, Pyridoxine. When too much turns toxic. Most seniors believe that taking B vitamins is a safe, even necessary, part of daily health. And to some extent, they're right. Vitamin B6 plays a vital role in brain function and helps regulate nerve health. But what many older adults don't realize is that too much B6 can quietly destroy the very nerves that keep your legs strong and steady. As we age, our bodies process vitamins more slowly. What once passed harmlessly through the system may now linger and accumulate, especially when taken daily over many years. High doses of vitamin B6, often found in over-the-counter energy supplements, fortified cereals, and even some multivitamins, can become neurotoxic. That means instead of nourishing the nerves, B6 can actually damage them, particularly the peripheral nerves responsible for sending signals to your legs and feet. The result? A frightening, creeping loss of function. It may begin with a simple tingling sensation in your feet, a slight numbness that you shrug off. But over time, that numbness turns into instability. Your legs feel heavy, unsure. You may begin to trip more often, struggle to climb stairs, or feel exhausted after short walks. It's not age, it's not weakness. It could be vitamin toxicity, silently unraveling the connection between your brain and your limbs. I've met far too many seniors who assumed their mobility issues were just part of getting older. But once they stopped or adjusted their intake of vitamin B6, the improvement was remarkable. The tragedy is how many people never realize what's happening until they've lost too much strength to regain. So before you reach for another supplement bottle, ask yourself, do you truly know what's in it and how it's affecting your body? But B6 isn't the only healthy vitamin with a hidden dark side. There's another antioxidant widely trusted, widely used, that might be weakening your legs day by day. And the scariest part, most seniors are taking it without a second thought. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vitamin E, antioxidant or muscle killer. For decades, vitamin E has been seen as a kind of miracle pill, a natural protector against aging, heart disease, and even memory decline. It's been marketed as one of the most essential antioxidants, especially for seniors. Many older adults take it daily, trusting that it will strengthen their health from the inside out. But what if this trusted vitamin is quietly doing the opposite, draining the strength from your legs, one soft capsule at a time? The truth is, high doses of vitamin E can interfere with muscle function, blood clotting, and oxygen delivery, especially in seniors. Most people don't know that taking more than 400 IU a day has been linked to increased risk of fatigue, muscle weakness, and even bleeding complications. The legs are often the first to show signs. Seniors may notice a sense of heaviness when walking or feel as if their legs are struggling to keep up with their mind. This isn't imagined, it's physiological. Vitamin E in excess can disrupt how your muscles receive and use oxygen, and that loss of circulation and energy hits your legs the hardest. It's heartbreaking to see someone slowly lose the ability to enjoy simple freedoms, strolling in the park, standing for church service, or climbing the steps to their home because of a supplement they thought was helping them. And unlike dramatic injuries, the damage from too much vitamin E comes silently, gradually. Many never suspect their vitamins are the cause of their fading strength until it's too late. So before reaching for another high dose antioxidant, ask, is this giving me life or is it quietly taking it away? Still, vitamin E isn't the only hidden danger in the medicine cabinet. There's another common vitamin often found in bone health formulas that may be slowly eroding your ability to move, not strengthening it as promised. And what makes it more dangerous is how essential it sounds. 3. Vitamin A, the silent muscle suppressor. Vitamin A, the very name brings to mind clarity, vision, vitality. For years, it's been praised for its benefits to eyesight, immunity, and cell health. But hidden behind that healthy reputation lies a lesser known truth. Too much vitamin A can quietly weaken the very muscles that keep seniors upright, mobile, and independent. As we grow older, our ability to process and eliminate excess vitamins declines. Vitamin A, being fat soluble, doesn't flush easily from the body. It stores in the liver and builds up gradually, especially in seniors who take daily supplements, cod liver oil, or fortified foods. Over time, this buildup becomes toxic, and the muscles, especially those in the legs, begin to suffer first. What starts as mild fatigue or a strange tightness in the thighs can evolve into painful leg cramps, bone aches, or a noticeable lack of coordination. I've seen older adults who were once active and agile suddenly begin walking more slowly, struggling to maintain balance, or needing support just to get out of a chair. Many had no idea the source of their problem might be the vitamin A they were faithfully taking each morning. Worse yet, excessive vitamin A also disrupts the body's natural repair of muscle tissue. That means after even minor activity, the muscles don't bounce back the way they should. Instead, they remain sore, stiff, and weakened, making every movement feel like an uphill climb. It's a slow and cruel erosion of independence, caused not by age, but by a well-intended habit gone unchecked. It's important to remember, in the right dose, vitamin A supports health. But in excess, especially for seniors, it can rob the body of its strength, not in a dramatic moment, but little by little, until walking becomes a burden and standing feels unsafe. But there's another vitamin even more popular and widely accepted that's praised for protecting your bones. Yet, when misused, it may lock up your muscles and harden your steps. Could the sunshine vitamin be doing more harm than good? If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Vitamin D, a double-edged sword. We've been told for years that vitamin D is essential, especially for seniors. It supports strong bones, boosts mood, and helps prevent falls. Doctors prescribe it, commercials praise it, and many older adults take it religiously. But what if this miracle vitamin carries a darker side? What if in high doses, vitamin D begins to betray the very body it's supposed to protect, locking up muscles, stiffening joints, and slowly draining the strength from your legs? It may sound shocking, but it's true. When vitamin D levels become too high, particularly over 4,000 IU per day, the body begins absorbing more calcium than it can handle. And that excess calcium doesn't always go to your bones. It can settle into soft tissues, including the muscles of your legs, causing pain, tightness, and even impaired mobility. For seniors, the signs may appear subtly: a little stiffness in the morning, legs that feel heavy or tight after sitting for a while, difficulty rising from a chair or walking upstairs. Over time, these symptoms build. What once felt like normal aging is actually your body signaling imbalance, not weakness, not laziness, but an overload it can no longer process. I've seen older adults take high dose vitamin D for years, thinking they were protecting their bones, only to discover that their leg strength was slowly slipping away. Their muscles felt frozen, their joints stiff, and they feared losing their independence. Some even experienced falls, not because their bones were brittle, but because their muscles were rigid and unresponsive. The solution isn't to fear vitamin D, but to respect it. It's powerful. And like anything powerful, it demands balance. The right dose can be life giving. Too much, especially over time, can be deeply damaging. But vitamin D isn't the only supplement with unexpected consequences. There's another vitamin, often used to manage cholesterol, that may be silently fatiguing your muscles and setting your legs up for failure. What is it, and why is it still recommended so widely? 5. Niacin vitamin B3, from heart helper to leg herder. For many older adults, niacin, also known as vitamin B3, feels like a trusted ally. It's often recommended to help manage cholesterol, support heart health, and improve circulation. Countless seniors take it daily, believing they're doing something good for their bodies. But behind that familiar promise lies a quiet threat. In higher doses, niacin can slowly wear down muscle energy, especially in the legs, the very muscles that keep you moving, steady, and independent. The problem begins deep in your metabolism. Niacin, particularly in its extended release or high dose forms, can interfere with how your body handles blood sugar and muscle fuel. Seniors who are already managing diabetes or insulin resistance may be especially vulnerable, but even those without such conditions can experience fatigue, burning sensations in the thighs or calves, and a creeping sense of leg weakness. I've met older patients who described feeling drained just minutes into a walk, or whose legs felt heavy and unsteady by mid-afternoon. Some assumed it was their age. Others blamed their shoes or the weather. Rarely did anyone suspect that a vitamin intended to protect the heart might be quietly sapping their strength. But when we traced their supplements, niacin was often at the center of the problem. The truth is sobering. While niacin can help under specific medical guidance, self-dosing or long-term use without monitoring can tax the muscles, diminish endurance, and leave the legs struggling to keep pace with everyday life. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually, silently, and often goes unnoticed until something as simple as walking across a room becomes a challenge. Still, niacin isn't the only unexpected culprit. There's another familiar vitamin, one many people associate with cold prevention and overall immunity. But in excess, it may spark muscle cramps and sudden nighttime pain that robs you of rest. What if your immune booster is actually stealing your sleep and leg strength? 6. Vitamin C, surprising source of muscle cramps. Vitamin C. It's often the first thing people reach for at the hint of a cold. It's familiar, comforting, and considered one of the safest supplements on the shelf. Most seniors take it without hesitation, believing it boosts immunity and protects against illness. But what if that same safe vitamin, especially in high doses, is quietly disrupting your body's delicate mineral balance and triggering painful leg cramps, twitching muscles, and nighttime discomfort? In excess, particularly above 2,000 milligrams per day, vitamin C doesn't just pass through the system harmlessly. It can interfere with the absorption of other critical minerals like copper and calcium, both of which play key roles in muscle function and nerve communication. This imbalance can set off a chain reaction, misfiring nerves, overworked muscles, and sudden cramps that strike without warning, often when you're lying in bed just trying to rest. Many older adults chalk up these symptoms to aging, dehydration, or medication side effects, but few pause to consider their vitamin routine. I've spoken with seniors who were experiencing nightly leg spasms or that gnawing, restless feeling in their calves. They were frustrated, exhausted, and confused until we traced it back to their vitamin C intake. Cutting back often brought dramatic relief. The reality is, more isn't always better. Your body can only use so much, and the rest may cause more harm than help. For older adults whose muscle mass and hydration levels naturally shift with age, even a well-meaning boost of vitamin C can tilt the scales in the wrong direction, leaving you uncomfortable, fatigued, and chasing rest that never quite comes. But there's one more vitamin, hidden in nearly every multivitamin and healthy aging formula, that poses perhaps the most subtle and dangerous threat of all. It doesn't cause cramps or heaviness. It attacks something far more essential, the nerves that connect your legs to your brain. Could your balance and strength be slipping away because of it? And would you even know it's happening? If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 7. 7. Folic acid, synthetic B9 young. Neuropathy in disguise. Folic acid is often seen as a quiet hero, tucked into multivitamins, added to breakfast cereals, and promoted for heart and brain health. Most older adults take it without a second thought, believing it helps maintain vitality. But there's a hidden danger few are ever told about. When folic acid builds up in the body, especially in synthetic form, it can mask a critical vitamin deficiency and quietly cause nerve damage that steals strength from your legs. The risk lies in its deceptive nature. Folic acid and vitamin B12 are closely linked in how they function, particularly in maintaining healthy nerves. When seniors take too much folic acid, whether through multivitamins or fortified foods, it can cover up the warning signs of a B12 deficiency, the kind that slowly eats away at your ability to walk, balance, and feel your feet on the ground. I've seen seniors who began to feel strange tingling in their legs, slight numbness in their toes, or an unsteady gait that they chalked up to aging. But under the surface, their nerves were struggling. They were unknowingly starving their nervous system of B12, all while taking in too much folic acid. The result? Neuropathy, a quiet but deeply damaging condition that can rob a person of independence and safety, especially in the later decades of life. This kind of nerve damage doesn't appear overnight. It builds gradually, eroding the very foundation of mobility. And by the time it's noticed, the damage may be hard to reverse. That's why it's crucial for seniors to know not just what vitamins they're taking, but how those vitamins might be interacting in the body. Folic acid isn't inherently harmful, but in excess and without balance, it becomes a silent thief, robbing your legs of life without you ever knowing. Now that we've revealed these 7 hidden threats, the real question remains: how do you protect yourself and possibly regain the strength you thought you'd lost to age? The answers may surprise. 8. What can you do today? After reading about these 7 common vitamins that may be silently weakening your legs, you may feel shocked, even betrayed. You've likely been doing your best, eating right, staying active, taking your supplements faithfully. And yet, despite all those good intentions, something hasn't felt right. Your legs may feel weaker, your balance a little less steady. You may struggle to walk as far or feel unsure on stairs. If that's been your experience, know this: you are not alone and you are not powerless. The first step toward change is awareness. Many seniors take daily vitamins simply because they've been told it's the right thing to do. But now is the time to slow down and take a closer look. What are you taking and why? Are the doses appropriate for your age, your health conditions, and your current medications? The truth is, the body changes with age, and what once served you well in your 40s or 50s may now be working against you. Don't be afraid to question long-held habits. Gather your supplements and write down what you're taking. Every capsule, tablet, powder, and chewable. Then schedule time to speak with a healthcare provider who truly listens. Ask them to evaluate not only your vitamin levels, but also your nerve health, your muscle function, and your leg strength. You deserve answers, and you deserve to be heard. And just as importantly, listen to your own body. If you've been feeling cramps at night, heaviness in your steps, numbness in your feet, or unusual fatigue after walking, don't dismiss it. These are not simply signs of aging. They are your body's quiet way of asking for help. You have more control than you may realize. By taking the time to reflect, assess, and adjust, you can start to rebuild what's been lost: strength, confidence, and the freedom to move without fear. Aging doesn't have to mean surrendering your independence. Sometimes it just means being wiser about what you put into your body. And the journey doesn't end here. The next step is understanding which habits restore leg strength and how you can begin reclaiming the vitality you thought was gone for good. Let's talk about that next. A final word: protecting the legs that carry your life. As we grow older, we begin to understand something that youth rarely teaches: that our legs are not just limbs, they are our freedom. They carry us to our families, to our faith, to our memories and daily moments. They allow us to stand tall, walk proudly, and live independently. And yet, far too often, we overlook them until they begin to fail. What makes this failure especially heartbreaking is that it's not always due to age or illness. Sometimes it's caused by something as ordinary as a daily vitamin, not because vitamins are bad, but because the balance within our aging bodies becomes more delicate. A little too much of the wrong thing, taken with good intentions, can have slow and damaging consequences. That is the quiet tragedy many seniors face: their strength slipping away, not from natural aging, but from choices they didn't realize could harm them. But knowledge is a powerful thing. Once you understand what's happening, you can take action. You can reclaim control. You can ask better questions, read labels more carefully, and work with healthcare professionals who respect your desire to stay strong, capable, and informed. Most importantly, you can listen to the signals your body has been sending, perhaps for months, maybe even years. The tingling in your feet, the heaviness in your legs, the struggle to rise from a chair. These are not just signs of growing old. They are signs calling for change. And that change begins with awareness, with courage, with the decision to stop accepting weakness as your fate and start exploring what's possible. You have not come this far in life to quietly fade. You have wisdom, stories, and strength the world still needs. But to continue sharing those gifts, you must first take care of the body that carries you. So let today be a turning point, not a day of fear, but of awakening, not a day of regret, but of restoration. You deserve to move through the world with strength in your steps and confidence in your stride. The path forward is not about doing more, it's about doing what's right, what's balanced, and what truly honors the life you've built. Your legs have carried you for decades. It's time to return the favor and protect them so they can carry you even further. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with senior health tips. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.